for some peace of mind, but TikTok said a gator drove a Jeep through the blinds. Florida man's at it again with fireworks and a goat, and someone married a ghost in a Dollar Tree coat. Hey, what in the Walmart rapture is going on? Aliens dancing in a Waffle House song. Karen's got a taser in the checkout line, and Dr. Oz just adopted birds to fight off crime. Oh, I'm just sitting here scrolling my jaw on the floor. The internet's a circus and I can't take no more. Yeah, when it's wildin', there's a raccoon in the sink. Someone robbed a Wendy's just to steal a frosty drink. A pastor's gone viral yelling about the end is near, while folks ride hoverboards in wedding gear. Yeah, what in the Walmart rapture is this mess? Florida's a movie, but it's filmed in VHS. Someone fed meth to a squirrel named Dave, and now he's in a cage just throwing rave. I'm just...
Y'all, honest to goodness, this morning, basically most of the headlines could be in the advent calendar of absurdity, but I think I have picked the most absurdiest headline to start the day with. So you guys buckle in, because this headline, like, I don't even think Final Form Jesus could take over for this headline. I think this headline is just cursed all the way down. But you guys, it might be the oddest story of 2025. Right at the end, 2025 decided to outdo itself and go crazy. And I think we might have had the craziest headline. So buckle in, y'all, because here's the craziest headline in the entire year, I think.
2025 is nearly done, so grab your cocoa, here's the fun. Every day's a brand new spree of what the hell absurdity. From runaway emos on the loose to news you swear was fake, but true. Mo's got the snark, you bring the tea. It's the WFT Advent Countdown with Mosh.
You guys, I honestly don't know where to go with this headline. I have not one clue. I am trying to make sense of it. All the doctorologists and expertologists at Duct Tape and Holy Water Productions are trying to figure out exactly how fast and how deeply hell is going to freeze over in the next couple weeks because of this headline. Okay, let me turn up my volume a bit. I might need to invest in a new, mic sooner than I thought, which is, one of those things. The suspect who beat a woman into a coma at Beanie Baby Billionaire's mansion bizarrely claims that Katy Perry told him to do it via a psychic link. So if you had someone trying to commit homicide in the Beanie Baby mansion because Katy Perry psychically told them to go on a rampage, then you win 2025. Go get all the lotto tickets. I mean, it does seem like something Katy Perry might say, allegedly in Minecraft, in his defense. I mean, she did have like a brawl with a Coke can and like popped it on stage and drank out of the boob can. So again, not the weirdest thing Katy Perry's ever done, allegedly in Minecraft. Now, this does look like it's probably going to have a mental health link. An Army veteran accused of breaking into Beanie Baby founder Ty Warner's California mansion and, laying hands on a woman to the point that she was in a coma, has bizarrely claimed that he is psychically linked to singer Katy Perry, who told him to commit these heinous crimes. Russell Maxwell Frey, 43, of Nevada, is currently facing felony charges of attempted murder, burglary, kidnapping, assault for allegedly beating Linda Malik Alassan nearly to death at Warner's $400 million Montecito estate on May 21st. Well, Wait, people are still paying for Beanie Babies? I am still questioning how Beanie Babies are still a thing that got a $400 million Montecito estate. Also, he does have to live next to Meghan Markle, so there is some, you win some, you lose some. Even the rich suffer. Or at least I would suffer if I had to be next to Meghan Markle, so, I mean, call it what you want. Now, authorities have said that Frey broke into the estate while the reclusive billionaire was home with Malik Aslan, 60 years old, and held her against her will while Warner escaped and was able to call for help. Now, when police were responding to the sprawling 6.58-acre coastal mansion in Southern California, they found that Faye had been locked inside a second-floor bathroom before he tried to escape out of the window. Now, he was met on the ground by Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office deputies and canine officers. Officer Chomps took a bite out of crime that day, allegedly in Minecraft. Now, following his arrest, he told investigators that he is in fact married to Katy Perry, who has a head link with him. Now, Detective Matthew Maxwell testified in a preliminary hearing earlier this month, according to Santa Barbara local news. Now, Frey told officers that he believed that Perry told him to go inside the house, which he believed was hers, and he didn't expect anyone to be home. When he saw, his victim inside, he believed that she was Perry's mother, who had been touching her in no-no places. Now, the ensuing attack was caught on camera, allegedly showing, the defendant kicking in and wailing on this woman who is a financial service expert who once worked at Warner's hotel division before dragging her outside and dumping her into a pond. So I do believe there's going to probably be a competency hearing about this, especially with how very, very detached from reality he seems to be. I am glad that the woman survived this attack, but this has to be the craziest thing. I hope that this trial is, yes, you can mark mugshot confirms, because yeah, mugshot confirms. So I do hope to be covering this on the Petty Express, but if he is found not competent to stand trial, which is very likely given how detached he is from reality, he might go away for a period of time as they, try to get him at least stable enough and on a reality plane enough to even go forward. So this case might not go forward for a long time, but it will be one that I will keep a watch on. Now, basically, Maxwell went on to claim that Warner was in his sprawling estate at the time and heard this blood-curdling scream and was able to escape to, alert authorities that something was going on. Now, again, this does look really, really odd. It seems to have a lot of different weird backstories along with Katy Perry. So, yeah, basically, just about every headline today is what in the Walmart rapture? Well, if you're in New Zealand, don't. I'm not sure what we're not supposed to do, but if you are in New Zealand, just say no or don't. Because fines may, apply, but we don't know what we're not supposed to do. Pedestrians in Christchurch, New Zealand, were left scratching their heads by a series of seemingly official signs with messages including this area is slightly haunted but manageable. Okay, whoever did this is hilarious, but now the signs have been posted in various locations around the city and initially did appear to be official postings from the local city council, but a closer examination reveals words Christchurch City Confusion at the bottom instead of Christchurch City Council. Okay, whoever is the shit poster that did this in real life, mazel tov. This was amazing. Now, one sign simply reads, "Don't." Another sign posted outside an abandoned building says this area is slightly haunted, but manageable. Now, one sign caused concern among pedestrians and warns of a walking speed limit at 2.83 kilometers per hour or 1.75 miles per hour. Now, that's pretty slow. And I say that as a person who hates going on I have one of those walking pads because I am trying to be a little more active and like work on my, in theory, summer body. So my, very hop along, Cassidy body can get up to 3.5 if I'm feeling froggy. So that is incredibly slow. Now, apparently the signs were created by artist Cameron Hunt as part of the Little Street Art Festival. The idea was to make signs that look official but with completely absurd messages, therefore creating moments of confusion followed by little bursts of joy, Hunt told The Guardian. Now, Hunt said the point of art is to make people notice and consider their surroundings. I like watching people's reactions. They either laugh straight away or there's a bit of confusion, he told a local news outlet. The official look is really like part of the setup because if it didn't look legit, people would just ignore it instantly. But when you have something that looks official, then says something completely ridiculous or absurd, that's when you get a punchline of confusion with joy. I mean, to be fair, most things that come from the federal government are, well, hilarious on their own point, mostly because they don't make sense. So, I'm here for it. I say this man needs to be in charge of all sign postage from now on. We need to smile more. I'm okay with this. Now, in incredibly heartbreaking news, and it's not easy to segue from this, but I do want you, if you believe in, thoughts and prayers or the universe or the spaghetti monster, again, as your hot mess priestess, I don't tell you what to do. I'm not Oprah or Jesus or the IRS, but this is an incredibly heartbreaking story. And I did want to cover it, but I do doubt that we're going to get a lot of clear answers until there's been a firm investigation. So do keep in mind that if people are rushing to try to report, I knowed what happened, perhaps let's just all wait until there's an official report. A Mexican naval plane carrying a medical child patient did crash off the coast of Texas near Galveston on Monday, taking the life of at least 5 people, while 2 others were pulled from the water alive. So miraculously, there were survivors in this, which is typically not the case. Now, 4 of the people on board were naval officers and 4 were civilians, including a child, according to Mexico's Navy in a statement they've released to the press. Now, this was from yesterday. Now, I do know that this was reported yesterday. I'm just reporting it, so I do know of only one Flux. But I could be very wrong. Look, I am not going to lie. In full tangent mode, Mr. Mo and I went out, and we have to go out again. And I would like to do a public service announcement. To those of you who are venturing out and venturing forth, and this may be the first time you've been in a Walmart or the Aldi's. Baker, I know it just bothers you. That's why I say it. Or the Kroger. If you are a husband person who has never been allowed by your wife to come grocery shopping, please stay right connected to your wife. The next time I find a wandering husband, I'm just going to keep him and make him dust the baseboards in my house. Now, again, if your wife doesn't generally let you go to the grocery store with her because, I don't know, maybe she knows that you're not really helpful, you're about as helpful as tits on a bull, could you kindly stay next to your wife and not wander the wilds of Walmart like you have never been to a grocery store ever? Like, Pa, this is the biggest mercantile we ever been in. No. Just no. Look, if y'all have never been in a grocery store, I'm going to need you to stay with an adult guardian or something, because I am here to get my stuff, get in, get out. I will even do my own self-checkout. Look, y'all, I am not playing. I put my Christmas shopping way late, and the next snotty person that's like, I was done in November. Ma'am, now let me just tell y'all, I must have been in a mood at at the Meyer yesterday. And yes, I do call it the Myers. Again, Baker, just deal with it. It's what we do in the Midwest. We add a the and add an S to everything except for Target for some reason. But that's because, I mean, the Targets sound weird. Now, that being said, I must have been in a mood, y'all, because going through and putting away my purchases from the Meyer, I realized I had bought the equivalent for me of like a frat party's worth of booze. Now, I don't know why I decided I needed all of the booze in America, again, for me, because I don't really drink all that much. And y'all know I cut everything with Diet Sprite. So it, I, I, because even my husband was like, okay, were you planning on like just day drinking for the rest of the year? And I was like, apparently that is what my spirit animal decided we were gonna do. And right now I'm looking at my, you know what's so funny? So as much as I am a chaotic demon, like, and I love chaos, right now I am looking over at my bed at all of the items that we need to wrap. And and I'm like, maybe trash bags are okay. I'm a terrible mom. Honest to goodness, it's felt like a weird year for the holiday Christmas spirit. Maybe because all of my kiddos are getting to the age where they want more like gift cards, and so it's like, we don't have to get up at 4, although my kiddos will probably get up at 4. Uh, but that, it's not that wrapping all the things. It's, I don't have to stay up and like try to figure out Korean to get a little people's thing to work. So it's just a different season. And apparently it was Mo's season to drink yesterday. Although, again, I am stocked up for the apocalypse for me because like I said, I rarely drink. And it's so funny because Mr. Mo was like, yeah, you spent almost $40 in booze, which is unheard of for you. And I was like, apparently I was just stocking up in case in case the Wi-Fi goes out. Now, back to this incredibly sad story. Sorry for the tangent, but I felt I needed to put that PSA out there because as a professional grocery shopper, there is nothing more irritating than the crowd of people who come in near the holidays. And bless your hearts, I know you're trying to get stuff done, but it is like y'all have never seen indoor like markets before. So it does look like, unfortunately, they haven't identified who of the passengers between the civilians, the naval officer, and the young child, who were the ones that have survived, at least right now, according to this article. Now, 2 of the people on board that particular air flight were members from the Michao Mao Foundation, a nonprofit that aids Mexican children with severe burns. So they were supposed to be en route to the Shriners Children's Hospital in Galveston for a specialized burn treatment. Now, again, we should probably hear more about this. There will probably be a NTSB investigation. Hopefully we will get the names of, the victims and the survivors soon. But this is just an incredible tragedy for those that were lost. And hopefully we find out what went wrong so, we can learn from this. That is the one thing. Honest to God, y'all, the NTSB is the only federal agency I'm keeping when I'm president. They, actually do a thorough investigation and then work to change what went wrong and fix it. It's almost like it's the only government agency that does what they're supposed to do, like they're fit for purpose. Yes, I will be on tomorrow. I won't be on Christmas unless I'm feeling super froggy. We are going to be smoking, well, grilling steaks and smoking ribs. So I am going to be kind of up cooking. But if I'm feeling froggy, I might join on, do something, find more possum. We might have a possum stuff. So a possum, Christmas. Who knows? Uh, it will all depend. Now, I am not a big sports ball person, but this does look like something. Now, call me a moron, but I thought the Kansas City Chiefs were kind of claimed Kansas City, but were in Kansas. Again, I do know Kansas City is not in Kansas, but I I I thought they were already in Kansas. So excuse me for not knowing the sports ball's ins and outs. Now, the Chiefs have agreed to move to a $3 billion Kansas dome in 2031. The Chiefs have agreed to move from Missouri to the Sunflower State in 2031 when they're expected to play in a new $3 billion domed stadium in Wyandotte County, according to owner Clark Hunt. He sent a letter on Monday to fans. Today, we are excited to take another momentous step for the future of our franchise, he wrote. We have entered into an agreement with the state of Kansas to host the Chiefs football beginning in the 2031 NFL season. In the years ahead, we look forward to designing and building a state-of-the-art domed stadium and mixed-use district in Wyandotte County. I am probably mispronouncing Wyandotte. A county in Kansas. That being said, I do wonder if the residents were on board with this in Kansas because typically it does, these giant movements of, a stadium and a sports ball team tend to have tax, kind of write-offs because they do bring a lot of, commerce and a lot of, tourism into the city. They do tend to get tax breaks. So I do wonder what kind of deal this is. Again, not being from Kansas, not being into sports ball, I haven't delved deeply into all of this. That being said, I am from a state that stole the Colts from Baltimore, way back before I was born. But I do remember that the Colts used to be the Baltimore Colts. And I might only know that because I think that was required to know in fourth grade geography, when you learn about your state specifically. I think I only know that because it was in my history class, or I might have heard it from my mom. Other than that, that really is the only sports ball knowledge I have, other than we were the Titans, and I've watched that, but not really anything else. Well, looks like we'll have a famous trial to cover soon or in the coming year. The troubled The Voice alumni has been arrested on vehicular homicide warrant in Oklahoma. I have no idea. I never watched The Voice. I didn't watch, what was it, American Idol past the first one. So I don't know who this chick is. Now, a troubled alum of the hit singing competition The Voice was arrested in Oklahoma on an outstanding vehicular homicide warrant last week. Katia Hay, whose legal last name is Huddleston, was cuffed on December 17th following a multi-state effort to track her down and extradite her back to Tennessee, according to jail records. Now, the Godettsville Police Department posted a photo of Hay, 38. Well, that's a rough 38, ma'am. But to be fair, I look about as rough in the morning when I wake up. So, I mean, all of us would look pretty rough, I guess, if we had to sleep in a county jail. Not that I care what she looks like, but, mugshot might confirm. Allegedly. Now, apparently, she was dressed, in her mugshot. Now, in a post on the 16th of December, police had requested help finding her so she could face charges for a vehicular homicide in connection with a motor vehicle crash in Davidson County. Now, she has been booked into the Osage County Jail, and, is probably looking at getting extradited. Now, the Godetteville police said that Hayes' arrest was made possible by multitudes of citizens who called in with tips about her location, including some eagle-eyed fans who stalked her TikTok account for clues as to her whereabouts. Now, Hayes experienced a fleeting moment in the limelight when she competed on The Voice in 2016 and landed a coveted spot on Christina Aguilera's team, and even shared a smooch with her coach after her audition. Like I said, she must have only gotten to, something very low. I don't know. Again, don't get in your car. Don't drive like a jackass. I don't care how famous you are. I was pissed off when Halle Berry did it. I was pissed off when Caitlyn Jenner did it. And I'm pissed off when the local jerk I don't know drives like a jackass. So, yeah, I have very little tolerance and I don't care. Now, it seems like the release of the Epstein files has just gotten more and more crazy. Now, I can't even play this video for you guys on YouTube because it's, it would be seen as promoting deletion. But it does appear that a fake video has been part of the document dump. Just, again, it's really weird. I haven't had time to deeply look into it. Does say that it's a fake. So, but it is interesting into, how it is, all of this is coming out kind of in a shambolic fashion. I figured we would get, at least a somewhat understandable and not confused release. It seems like, again, this is tinfoily. Let me put on my speculation hat. But it seems like the shambolic release of these files is by design to make sure that we are so inundated with BS that we can't tell who exactly the evil, gross people are. I mean, this is just my, attempt to think like Alex Jones. But call me crazy, but, Occam's razor. Maybe it's, chaotic by design. Now, the DOJ on Monday released shocking footage that appeared to be sort of a reenactment of his, totally self-deletion. And it briefly did set the internet on fire until it was revealed to be a total fake. Now, the video was posted without explanation to the Justice Department's website as part of its file dump of the Epstein stuff. Now, it was the latest item in the trove of documents and images to be revealed after the complete hoard was ordered to be released in November. Now, the grainy 12-second computer-generated clip shows, this. Again, it is interesting, and I would be asking questions if we ever got any answers back from any of these alphabet agencies as to how, this ended up in with all of their documents and all of their information, but we won't get an answer back because it'll be redacted. And welcome. Thank you so much. I ask David info. That made my morning, Dave. That's the lesson I've learned. Cut all the BS. You know what lesson I've learned my entire life? I'll give it to y'all for free as your hot mess priestess, your okayest life guru, is laugh at the little things. Life is weird, life is dumb, life is often heartbreaking and cruel. So regardless of the situation, regardless of how dark the humor, laugh at things when they strike you as funny is kind of been my thing. Now, do it sort of like if you're at a funeral or something, like discreetly, because that can cause a whole other issue. And I am allergic to drama, so I have learned how to rein myself in. But feel free to giggle your ass off in your mind. That's how I get through stuff. So I am there. Now, again, I am looking forward in the new year to start delving into some of these Epstein files. But as for right now, again, I haven't looked into them enough to tell you upside down, left, right, center. So go look at other channels that are already delving into this stuff if you want more information and make up your own mind. I'm always about that. Make up your own mind. Now, we do have, a pre Christmas Eve nomination for Snake Island because even right before the celebration of the birth of our tiny baby Jesus, we still have skeezy teachers. So, it just wouldn't be a pre Christmas Eve holiday without, well, a one-way ticket to Snake Island.
It's a curse, we got a room for the wicked, the cruel and the worst. If you lie, if you cheat, if your soul's made of bile, you're bound for the fangs and the venom in style. Oh, one-way ticket to Snake Island. Oh, where the conscience, less cowards and gaslighters go. No anchor, no lifeboat, no tearful goodbyes. Just hissing and coming in cold-blooded skies. Your friend.
Well, get your violins out before she, bon voyages to, well, wherever the hell. Honestly, ma'am, I don't care. But an engaged teacher who shared 35,000, not like 35, no, 35K explicit gross-tastic text with a student who was 11, sobs and cries after she learns her fate. Again, let me do it. The daily look for fucks to give. Do 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 do. Oh, no, I did find something. Let me see. No, it is my handy and awesome. Mr. Mo, of course, found it right before Christmas Eve, but the pettycorn tree. Yes, the pettycorn tree, the most awesome thing I found last year at Walmart in Christmas. So I was able to actually find a unicorn tree, but I was not able to find a fuck to give for this woman. So, I do search very hard, you guys. Don't ever think that I'm not searching my hardest. A newly engaged elementary school teacher who confessed to, quote, making out, end quote, with a 11-year-old boy in her classroom broke down in tears as she was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Yeah, no fucks to give. Just half of what the prosecutors wanted. Now, Madison Bergman, now 26, was a 5th grade teacher at Rivercrest Elementary School in Hudson, Wisconsin, until a student's father discovered over 35,000 text messages that she had shared with his son over just 3 months in the last year, which gushed about how much she loved him and touched him and made out with him. Now, police then searched her classroom and found a folder with the victim's name on it containing handwritten love notes discussing how much they loved to make out. Bon voyage, bitch burrito. 6 years. See ya. Cry there. Oh, that is a rough 28. Good God. Now, Bergman, who had been just months away from getting married, dude, you dodged a bullet. Like, move to Guam, okay? I mean, if that dude goes MGTOW, I don't blame him. Honestly, if he goes full on, MGTOW, I don't blame him. Now, she pled guilty last year to 1 count of child enticement and 2 counts of gross misconduct by a school official. She started crying as soon as she entered court for sentencing on Friday, where prosecutors were pushing for 12 years in prison. Yes, the now ex-teacher pushed to get just a 1-year sentence despite fully owning up to her perverted behavior, which the court documents showed involved multiple encounters inside her classroom, either during the lunchtime hour or after school. So not only was she being gross, but she was being gross in school, and she's like, I'd like probation, please. Yeah, no. I just want to make it absolutely clear that I take full accountability for every boundary I crossed, except for like when you're trying to hold me accountable and shit. She sobbed to the judge. I added that last little bit, but that's really why she's crying. I hope that your family begins to heal and find some peace in your life again, and I know the journey will be long for your family. She then crumbled into tears, crying for herself, as she was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Now, the boy's father told the court how disturbing some of the texts he found were. To his own credit, my son was like, I have to live with this forever. Whatever punishment she receives should be forever, he said. When I reviewed the text too, it's very deliberate, talking about touching his leg, talking to my 11-year-old son about her period, talking about his body parts and how they react. To me, it's really gross, disturbing stuff. Now, Bergman did plead guilty in a deal that saw several other charges dropped, including first-degree SA of a child, use of a computer to facilitate a child grossness crime, exposing a child to harmful descriptions, and additional counts of sexual misconduct by school staff and child enticement. Now, once she is done with her 6 years in prison, she will get another 6 years of extended supervision, which does include no contact with minors without approval and mandatory registration as an offender with restricted internet and social media use. Again, we wouldn't have any problems with a man getting 12 to life if he did this with a girl. Send her away for 12 years. Let these teachers understand. Again, this is what you're going to be seeing. No longer are these the days of Mary Kay Letourneau where you're going to get a tell-all book and you get to live in France with your victim for years and years. No, this is gross. We see it as the same grossness if this was a man and a woman with a teacher. It is the same level of destruction of a young child's, innocence and boundaries. So no, you go to Child Grossness Island with the dudes. I don't care. I'm done. Like, teachers, you're done with this grossness. Every other week. I've stopped covering most of them because doggone it, it's just like every other week. Now, in another story that was going to be moving forward to possibly be one of the trials that we were looking at, however, it does seem like we are not going to see the legal process move much farther forward. The California socialite who attempted to hire a hitman on her husband has taken her own life, according to reporting. A California socialite who tried to take out a hit on her husband has taken her own life, according to reporting. Tatiana Remley took her own life outside a bar in San Diego Tuesday night, authorities have confirmed to the Daily Mail. Now, Remley, 44, did die of a self-inflicted gunshot wound after she had called her estranged husband, Mark Remley, from a bar to complain about her new partner. She FaceTimed me while in a bathroom stall and told me, I'm with this guy and he's being a jerk, Mark told the Mail. Now, Mark had been a tech entrepreneur and met Tatiana about 15 years ago in a ritzy San Diego neighborhood, and the two had split in 2023 and were in the midst of getting a divorce. Now, in August of 2023, she was charged with trying to take a hit out on her ex, along with charges of carrying a concealed weapon in a vehicle and possessing a firearm in public. Now, she had pled guilty to all the charges and served 1 year of her nearly 4-year prison sentence, and their, torture affair continued after she left prison. What? Dude, you had the opportunity. She proved her crazy by trying to take a hit out on you. She goes to prison and you're like, she's the best I've ever known. No, Forrest, Jenny was a terrible partner. No, she didn't have, yes, she had reasons, but to, have a lot of, soul searching in her life, but that doesn't give you a, free pass to be a total horrible butthole to everyone else. No, why did you continue to have a relationship? Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Well, she and Mark rekindled their romance, but Mark secretly recorded Tatiana allegedly admitting to setting fire to their Del Mar mansion many years earlier. Now, Mark ratted out his wife, and Tatiana was then arrested for arson charges and had been awaiting trial in March before she took her own life. Now, Tatiana had maintained her innocence on the arson charges, as well as the mysterious death of her friend Charal, who was with her the day the fire began, according to a source connected with the couple. Now, she claimed that Mark had tried to falsely implicate her in Charal's suspected murder. Now, despite it all, the couple continued their relationship. What in the holy hell of fuckery is this? Like, she did burn down my mansion and attempt to kill me, but she's also the greatest woman I've ever known. Like, what in the country music song is this? Sure, why not? I mean, great. She's a keeper. He's like, I can fix her. No, sir, it is evident you cannot. Now, during their 15-year relationship, the pair used Mark's $30 million real estate fortune to fund a lavish public lifestyle for themselves and Tatiana's 2 children from a previous marriage. Now, they spent their times in mansions in California and Hawaii, along with several other ventures, including an ill-fated horse dancing show. Yeah, because who doesn't want to see the horse? Well, I would pay to see horses do the cha-cha slide. Or cha-cha shuffle. I'm not going to lie. I would pay to see horses moonwalk. But I think they're more talking about dressage, which is very, very choreographed, like horse walks that look like dancing. Yeah. So, as always, when we do talk about this, if you are struggling, and the holidays are not always the easiest time, not for everyone is this a bright time of the year. For some people, you might be missing loved ones, friends, family. You might not have the best relationship with your family. And, if you are struggling, reach out, please. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of you've just carried stuff for too long and you need someone to listen. And hopefully everyone out here, check on your friends, let them know, hey, I'm here to listen if you ever need anything. We've lost some really good people this year, and just let's reach out. Let's reach out and make sure that we are checking in on people, because sometimes people aren't strong enough to reach out themselves. So if you are struggling now, to lighten that up a little bit, because we are done with our news portion of this, I may have found the greatest thing ever in ever, and I'm willing to take the hit if this gets me copyright struck for a bit, because now someone did ask me, what the hell is wrong with my algorithm? And I say it's magical. But I found this just at 4 a.m. this morning, and it is Sax Squatch in Space. So if you need, if your life has been devoid of meaning till now, we have found something to believe. All right, that's definitely going to get me struck. But if you need something to watch, I thought I would share the wealth of my incredibly ridiculous algorithm. There is, in fact, such things as a sax squatch. Now, again, all of the music is copyright. So, but I did want to let you know that such a thing exists, because, I mean, who didn't need to know that? And Jason, today is the 13th anniversary of my mother passing away from chemotherapy, and I'm dealing with cancer. Well, I'm so sorry, Jason, and I hope you can do something today in a small way to honor your mom. And, sometimes things just suck. Hopefully I give you something to smile about today, and can help in that small way. Yes, so JKD Buck has pulled up the link. So if you need something to listen to, if you love smooth jazz and Kenny G, and also like Bigfoot, then there you have it. Now, along that line, I am a great hot mess priestess, and I know how incredibly, just frantic and stressful the holidays can be. So I found us Self-Massage by Lino Stanchion. So this should help us all get very cool, mellow vibes. And we can do it to ourselves. And Jeff Montgomery, Merry Christmas. May all spend time with family. So let's get into this and see if we can self-heal together. What in the name of unholy hell? Okay, nope, 70s. Explain this. What in the unholy unholiness are these Daisy Dukes doing on a man? Now, look, I have looked at my father's training, albums from when he was in the Navy. I do understand that this was the time of the booty short for man. But did he have to give himself a moose knuckle? I mean, did he have to put the waistband up to his navel? I have so many questions, and none of them will be answered, I'm sure.
Let's do Doreen with Lino.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lino.
Let's start. Rub your palm together. Exhale.
This is the weirdest remake of Sound of Music everywhere. The hills are alive with the shorts of music. What in the name of holy hell am I watching?
This feels good, right? The middle finger is circulation and sex.
What? What? I need the closed captions because I need something to explain this.
The middle finger is circulation and sex. International, right? Inhale.
I mean, it is international for circulation and sex. Like, I'd like you to circulate away from... Between the lady with the tail pulling and this, I'm gonna get demonetized. Finally.
Inhale. Let you wake up.
Okay, officially, I need to talk to whoever made this because whatever quaaludes you are on, why didn't you bring enough for humanity? But we just have to watch this again because I'm a 12-year-old and that's hilarious.
And sex. International, right? Inhale.
Clip this.
You got to wake up your brain before you wake up your whole body. Basically, you stimulate
Wait a minute, did someone drop their toupee?
whole body.
What was that? Oh, it's a hat.
Basically, you're stimulating your brain. Middle finger.
Sex organs.
There you are. Sex and circulation. Very good. Exhale. Inhale. The reason people wear earrings, or they used to wear earrings, men used to wear earrings when they went to war. Then they came home, and the woman took over the earrings. The tip of the nose is connected with the heart. That's why the Eskimo rub noses.
This is before Heaven's Gate got all the matching tracksuits. I've just figured it out. This was their early start. I think some eventually became captives when they realized what they were being filmed doing.
Inhale, exhale, and massage. You feel like that. rotate your arm backward like you try to take off. Don't take it off though. Top of your chest. Belly button out.
No, absolutely not. No. I will not endorse any feet shenanigans from, okay, look, in my American ignorance, I'm going to say a German guy, possibly Austrian guy in a field. No. But I'm still going to keep watching. I just refuse to take any more of his advice. Also, no, we're about to see your I'm going to need to, oh, good Lord. I'm going to need to edit this for safety. Good Lord. Holy crap, dude. Could you get shorter shorts? No. Britney Spears.
With the penis and the uterus. The more flexible your ankle, the younger you are. And the sexier you are. Now inhale. Excellent laugh. Thank you very much.
Oh, they didn't have to go and put their full names on, like, and, remind people that they actually did this. Now, the next thing I'm going to share with you, Shizzy's had these on before. You guys know, or if you don't know, I used to work with adults with developmental disabilities to make sure that they could stay in their house and be independent. So definitely do go check out Get Down with Sean and Marley, because they are incredibly awesome. Living independently, working independently, and really showing just what, my clients used to be able to. And I think it's really good because, unless you work in this field and have kind of the ability to, hang out with people with developmental disabilities and work with them, you don't know that they are so capable of doing so much. And so I saw this come up. I'm not going to play the whole video. Go over there and give them some love. But I am just so incredibly impressed with anytime they come out with a new video, and they have a new Christmas one. So let's check it out. They are awesome.
Yes. I'm by your elf. Yes. Me. Do it. Miss. Cool. Yes. I got visual. Yeah. Guess. It's Christmas coming up, and I will show you the visual guess in the show right now. No. Gibby. Hi, boys. Thank you for having me on the show.
And like I said, they are awesome all together. They have really good recipes. They do really great. So give them some love. They have a whole new episode to make Cobb loaf, which I've heard of a Cobb salad, but not a Cobb loaf. Doesn't sound, I'm going to be real honest with y'all. I am a picky ass eater. So let's see what a Cobb loaf is at least.
What are you cooking today? We are cooking Cobb loaf.
Let me get a link.
It's how you cut the bread up, put a dip in. Oh, yeah, Cobb loaf. It's good for Christmas and barbecues.
I need to subscribe. I thought I had. Huh. Oh crap. I'm terrible at this. Okay, can one of my mods get a link for them? I am sorry. I am terribly awful at all of this. Oh, so it is actually a fish.
Okay.
Chicken?
You call yourself bad. Yeah, like that, yeah. Go deepy. Go deepy. Thanks, boys.
Honestly, I just clicked on this video because this reminds me of Christmases I would spend. I was a young 20-year-old, 2022, through those years. And I remember making, Christmas and Thanksgiving with my clients and how much they like to help. And it's an amazing channel. Uh, and I will add a link at the end of this. I just suck out loud. And thank you so much, Wolf. But I mean, would it be a Mornings with Mo without our leader? And oh my Bob Ross, y'all, her book is on its way. I will have the Wisdom of Pearl on Monday. Monday. Holy Bob Ross. This is going to be awesome. I'm going to learn all the stuff. And I'm still looking for a pearl wig. That is on my agenda. And a possum stuffed animal. Hairless humanoid possum.
Well, hello. What a treat we have in store for you today. Of all the rare and exotic possums
When I wondered what happened in the Bates Motel prior to, Norman Bates going all Norma Norman, I never had this particular scene in mind, but it does make sense. It, in fact, really does make sense. This explains Psycho completely.
have brought to you in the past, today we may have the most unusual of all. This is Dilly. Dilly is a tailless, hairless, humanoid singing opossum. That's right. Now, you will of course
Holy shit, it's Dylan Mulvaney. How in the hell did I not realize this? So he was trans species before he's whatever. Look, I don't even know what the hell Dylan Mulvaney is at this moment, and I don't have the time nor the mental energy to do the unique algebra of whatever the hell he thinks he should be today. But it's a funny as fuck joke. I give you Dylan Mulvaney pre-Bud Light.
remember Parody, who is a standard North American Virginia opossum. Now, on first glance, they look about identical, but as you'll soon discover, there are some very distinct differences, which we'll be looking at today.
No, the possum licked that. First of all, it's a cucumber and you shouldn't eat it anyway. Second of all, the possum licked it. Whoa. Why must I be the voice of reason? Not even sure. Not that I pay attention.
Now, let's see how they get along. Oh. Dilly, use your words. Use your words. All right. Now, it's important to know that tailless, hairless, humanoid singing opossums do not make good pets. No. The males are almost impossible to housebreak. Females are hopeless fashionistas, and the non-binary are unpredictable. Well, case in point.
Holy shit, it is Dylan Mulvaney. Oh my god, what the hell? Also, dude, I feel like you're staring past my soul, which I keep in a jar in my closet. But damn, if my soul knew it, you could look through it, it'd be very scared.
Case in point. So, no, don't do it. No, don't do it. All right. Now, humanoid possums live in trees, which can be precarious given that they have no tail, which makes hanging almost impossible, and accidents abound. So, word of warning, do not walk under trees when in a known habitat for humanoid opossums. All right. Now, Dilly is gone.
High Priestess of Grievances, is she really serious or is this all for show? I go back and forth on this one. I have no idea if she has method acted to the point that this is now her reality or if this is a gag. again, I'm torn. Some days I think that she's laughing with us, and some days I think she's laughing at something none of us can see.
Going to share with, this is the singing debut. Let's hear if we can pick out some dulcet tones of Dilly warming up. Now, I think it's
What in the unholy sound from Dumb and Dumber is all again? Again, as your hot priestess, as the head of the Church of Mo, democratically and Mo radically, voted in by Mo herself, I don't generally mind illicit pharmaceutical use as long as you bring enough Quaaludes for all of us. No, it's not. I'm joking. At least I don't think so.
all right, honey, it's all right. I think maybe some warm water with lemon is in order. Here we go. Here we go. Well, that certainly did the trick, didn't it? You know, we looked so far and wide to find just the right musical adaptation for Dilly's debut. Under consideration were Puff the Magic Possum. Who let the possums out? You ain't nothing but a possum.
Let me
A possum
see.
with no name.
This was 2 years
The
ago.
yodeling aria from Possum Lake. Karma, 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 possum. Rudolph the pink-nosed possum. How much is that possum in the window? Yeah, the possum sleeps tonight. What's new, Possum Cat? Mary had a little possum. Defleeter possum. Oh, I think we have a winner. Defleeter possum. Ah, all right. Anytime you're...
Again, Germany, I just have to ask why. Although I'm sure that actually is a song, not with the possum edition.
ready, Dilly.
Stay away from my food, you awesome. I like my foot, avocado, banana. I like my foot, scratches. I want scratches.
Okay, I suddenly realized why I bought all the booze yesterday. Mostradamus was protecting me. From me again. Oh no, he's still... No, I like my falsetto like I like everything else. From Freddie Mercury and not from this dude.
Oh, bravo! 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 Oh, that was magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. You do not disappoint, Dilly. You do not. I'm sure all of you at home are just... Hello? Well,
The life of a Disney star, a Disney kid.
all right. I guess Dilly's doing what possums do when they get overwhelmed. And I know that I'm overwhelmed, and I'm sure you are too. So,
In his wildest
well,
nightmares
until
and my wildest dreams, I can get an outfit like that. Show them this. If they start laughing, say it's half off. Or if they start asking you, what the hell? I think that can be legally binding, but I am not a legal person. But in my own world, that could be legally binding.
next time, and I don't see how we can bring you anything quite this sublime, but we'll come up with something. All right. Bye for now. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Holy shit! It was Mulvaney. Jesus. How did we not know that this was Dylan Mulvaney? I have been making this joke the entire time. Holy shit balls. I have unearthed internet gold. How did we not know this? How did we not know? We have flabbergasted Flux and myself, because holy shit balls, it was actually Dylan Mulfucking-Vaney. Excuse my French. Look, y'all, I have to go back out to Walmart today and deal with people who have apparently never been into an inside marketplace and are confused at all the goings on of a, inside shopping market. White Rabbit Ann said, my cat just ran out of the room. May I follow Mo? What the fuck are you doing to us? I am shooketh. We must clip this and spread this around the interwebs, because I believe that I can get the Internet Archaeologist Award for finding this unknown Dylan Mulvaney-ness, along with, you guys, the book is going to be here on Monday. I have never been more excited in my life. I mean, almost as excited as I have been to find all of my Christmas stuff. Look, you guys, I had this. I kept asking Mr. Mo, because, we have a large house. Granted, we are incredibly blessed, but it's not like this is, subtle in any way. So I'm like, no, I had a Christmas tree last year. It has a unicorn head on top of it. It's sparkly. You should be able to find it. Not one ability to find it all this entire, pre-Christmas season. And then today's like, you know what? It was staring right at me. It was like, yeah, quite literally, although this unicorn's eyes are closed. But it is a unicorn Christmas tree. I am in the process of finding a me pearl wig and a possum, stuffed animal. So that will be my next foray onto the Amazon, in orders that will, make my husband ask, what the actual crap, which is generally what he asks all the time. But you guys, where's the body? It's a Lord of the Flies for girls tree. It's a bit morbid. Yeah, I do, it's a Game of Thrones tree. What can I say? I will try to get this working out. I'm supposed to be I'm supposed to be helping Mr. Mo start tackling wrapping. Although we don't have any of the labels, and he will be in charge of labeling, because there was a year I did, make all the Christmas presents from Satan, because it was 3 a.m. and I'm dyslexic and tired. So yeah, all 6 kids got presents from Satan that year. But I am going to let you guys go. I am going to check in with Mr. Mo, make sure we have a game plan for our foray into the peopling. After we are done with the Petty Express today, we are back in Nevada on the Petty Express. We are going to be going into day 4 for our stuff. But, basically we are still in what the hell is this case and what is going on, because rarely have I ever seen a love triangle so crazy. You have Devin Mitchells, who was in a relationship with John Willett and had 2 children with him, but then decided they grew apart and decided to get together with his son from a previous relationship. So essentially, he was not only the stepfather, but the half-brother of his siblings. And that's just the tip of the crazy iceberg. So if you like crazy trials, she has been found guilty. This is from, I think, a month ago, but it is a crazy, crazy, ridiculous trial. So if you want to hang out today while you're wrapping and planning your own foray into the peopling or getting your last little bit of holiday stuff done, then, hang out with me at 10 o'clock on the Petty Express. We will be on day 4 of the Devin Mitchell trial. So have a wonderful, wonderful day. I do have you guys redirected there, but as always, you are free to go wherever in the interwebs you want to go. If I don't see you, tomorrow, because I will be doing Mornings with Mo at least tomorrow, have a wonderful Christmas. And for all of you guys, anyone who needs to hear it, I am so glad you are here this year. I have had such a wonderful, wonderful time getting to know all of you guys and hanging out and showing you the weird stuff from my algorithms. So I hope you have a genuinely wonderful holiday, each and every one of you. Even if that holiday to you, that great holiday is just sitting and, having quiet time. However you want to send the holiday, I hope you get to spend it the way you want. I will see you guys in a little bit. I'm going to go get the Petty Express ready to go. Bye, you guys.